What is going on, everybody? My name is Logan, and welcome back to the Conservation Project's Freedom Fridays, positive news that makes you proud to be an American. And I am excited for this one. I believe this is episode number 4, and we're just going to jump straight in. So we're going to start with the West Coast. Specifically, we're going to start with Woodland, California. And this is from MSN. This is titled Santa Surprises Boy with Leukemia in a Magical Winter Wonderland, including reindeer and gifts. And this actually has to do with Make-A-Wish. And this little boy, who's 7 years old, his name is Pastor, he received the surprise of a lifetime on Monday when he shared a dinner of hamburgers and cookies with Santa in the North Pole, just as he requested. So this young boy is currently battling leukemia. And he had his wish fulfilled on the same day that Macy's kicked off its 14th annual Believe letter writing campaign in partnership with Make-A-Wish. It runs to December 24th, and it provides people of all ages with the opportunity to send letters to Santa and deliver wishes. Pastor was one of those lucky recipients. After spending the afternoon with Santa in Sacramento, his family said that they couldn't be happier. His Aunt Teresa said, quote, "We felt overwhelmed with joy and our hearts melted. We were looking forward to this day, and he would just always talk about it, and we felt happy for him that he finally got to see Santa." If you haven't seen this, please go look it up. It is the sweetest little thing. This little boy, just this whole thing they set up for him, they got pictures of it all. It is... It's amazing. So they started with, it was a meet and greet in downtown Sacramento. And so they received, quote, VIP transportation via a red Tesla to Golden One Center, where, quote, a portion of the arena was transformed into a festive holiday atmosphere created specifically for him. And it's just all sorts of stuff. He apparently had a list of things he, quote, wanted to share with Santa one day, and that included eating cheeseburgers, feeding a live reindeer, decorating a gingerbread house, having a snowball fight, and opening presents. Sean Mullen, a board member at Make-A-Wish, he said when Pastor first arrived, he made a comment that he wasn't sure if he would actually get to meet Santa. And when he walked in the door, turned the corner, and saw Santa there, his face lit up, and it was magical, and he had a phenomenal experience. And they go into this in great detail, and it really is awesome. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, do look it up. It is a wonderful little story. So now we are going to jump all the way to the other end of things. We are going to go East Coast, specifically Bronx, New York. An 11-year-old boy in Bronx, New York, is this year's ASPCA Kid of the Year because of his efforts to help socialize shelter dogs at animal care centers of NYC. Evan Bisnoff, as it says, he says he leads a busy life, but he doesn't let his many interests or even the pandemic deter him from his primary passion, helping socialize adoptable dogs by reading to them regularly. His favorite, as it says, his favorite story to read to dogs is the book Belly Rubbins for Bubbins, written by Jason Krause. And he was quoted saying, "The story is about a dog that was placed into the shelter and got adopted. I like reading that to dogs because when I'm done reading the book, I'm like, you will get adopted, and now I have hope for you." And man, it's just the cutest thing. The pictures they post and all of this, these sweet little pups, just it looks like they're smiling as he's reading to them. It is the sweetest thing. I mean, it is absolutely adorable watching this whole process. And he said that during COVID, he wasn't able to go in person, so he needed to find a fun way to showcase the dogs and put them in a positive light. And so he came up with the idea of interviewing shelter dogs to show their personality to potential adopters. He said it's like having a little show. I'd ask them questions about themselves so they could see how they behave, what they like, information about them. So I couldn't be there, but I could get them the exposure they needed. And in a recent press release, the ASPCA announced the recipients of the 2021 Humane Award in an event to honor people and pets from across the nation who have made outstanding contributions to animal welfare. And Evan was named Kid of the Year. He said, "It makes me feel really good, but it also makes me want to do so much more." And, I mean, you can't ask for a better attitude, especially from a young man like him. And this is another one of those, please look this up, because it is the coolest, the most precious thing I've seen. I mean, it just, as soon as I started reading this, it put a smile on my face. Definitely look that one up. So we're going to go to Jackson, Mississippi now. And this is titled Boy Uses Make-A-Wish Grant. This is another Make-A-Wish one. To feed the homeless for a year. So a 13-year-old boy in Jackson, Mississippi didn't use his Make-A-Wish for a PlayStation or a trip to Disney World or anything. He used it to feed the homeless. So Abraham Olagbeji was born with a rare blood disorder and needed a bone marrow transplant. His transplant was successful, but he qualified for Make-A-Wish still. Abraham decided that he wanted a long-lasting wish. He said, I remember we were coming home from one of his doctor's appointments, and he said, Mom, I've thought about it, and I really want to feed the homeless. And so that's what he did. In September, Make-A-Wish helped Abraham organize a day to hand out free food in Jackson, Mississippi. He said, when the homeless people get the plate, some of them would come back and sing to us and thank us. And it just really feels good. It warms our hearts. And my parents always taught us that it's a blessing to be a blessing. Dude, I'll be honest with you. There's more to this article, but to be completely honest, this is one of the most moving articles I've ever read. And there's a lot of pictures that they have. They helped him kind of make what they call Abraham's table. And this is the most wonderful outpouring of a soul that I think I've ever seen. And it's coming from a 13-year-old boy that qualified for something that he could have used it for whatever he wanted personally and understandably selfishly. And I don't mean that derogatorily. And he said, no, I'm going to use this to feed the homeless. And these pictures kill me. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes when I read this. This plays on my heartstrings like something else, or like nothing else. It's just, he goes on to say that his wish was still not fulfilled, and Make-A-Wish is apparently going to help him feed the homeless once a month for 1 year. And after he finishes his wish in August 2022, that is, Abraham plans to continue helping the homeless. He wants to turn this effort into a nonprofit, and one that he's already named Abraham's Table. It's just, oh man, that kills me. It's wonderful. But it absolutely kills me. It is the most beautiful outpouring of a positive soul that I think I've ever seen. Oh, okay. So this one is going to be kind of all across the country. So you may have heard of an actor and comedian, and he's a retired U.S. Marine. His name is Rob Riggle. With the Veterans United Home Loans, yesterday they celebrated Veterans Day, launching a campaign to give 11 homes to 11 veterans. And Riggle said, these veterans have continued to live the military values of selfless service even after they've hung up their uniforms. Teaming up with the Veterans United to recognize these incredible veterans has been an amazing experience. And it goes on to talk about how they believe that veterans play a pivotal role in strengthening civic health, from volunteerism and voting to charitable giving and community involvement. And as the initiative's first expression of gratitude, this Missouri-based lending company and its charitable foundation surprised 10 deserving veterans with a new house for each of them. And what they wanted to do in partnership with these veterans is make that 11th house a sweepstakes. An entry into a sweepstakes for somebody else, not a veteran or whoever it may be, to win that 11th house. They wanted to kind of make this community standpoint. And Veterans Nationwide said this, specifically Pam Swan, the vice president of the Veterans United Home Loans. She said, our Thanks to Veterans campaign underscores the daily commitment of veterans as local leaders, dedicated volunteers, and exemplary neighbors. And what better way to thank these deserving individuals than by giving them houses of their very own in communities that they call home. So from a single widowed mother of 3 to a Vietnam veteran in need of a wheelchair-accessible home, Army, Navy, Marines, the whole gambit. And Riggle said, we hope through shining a light on their stories, we inspire folks across the country to show veterans just how much they mean to our communities. And this is where it kind of spreads all across the nation. So these houses are being given away in California, Georgia, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, and Wisconsin. And if you like to cry, go find the video they posted about this. Because it's wonderful. It genuinely is. It's wonderful. Watching the reaction of these people, it is, it killed me, man. I'm telling you, I chose some stories on this one today. I really spent a lot more time, especially because of Veterans Day yesterday. I spent more time just trying to find the stuff that was really, really impactful. And again, I know I have this title on it, but it's supposed to be positive news that makes you proud to be an American. And if it doesn't cross that line for me, I don't talk about it. And that's not to degrade any global news, but at this date and time, hearing this kind of stuff, especially after Veterans Day, it is moving in the best possible way. And I love it. I do. I absolutely love it. But that's pretty much all I got. One thing I do want to say, I almost did this yesterday. I almost put a specific single episode out for yesterday. But I didn't want to. The schedule's been messed up, but you're going to hear more about this, but Veterans Day is one national holiday a year. It's one day. You don't have to act like it's just one day. Keep that in mind. Thank them every time you see them. They're the ones that put the lives on the line. They're the ones that took the step in the first place. Even if they didn't see combat, they took that step fundamentally prepared to. Thank somebody. Pay for a meal. Heck, buy them a tank of gas. If you want to express generosity towards anybody right now, buy them a tank of gas. But seriously, not to make light of it, I'm serious. Always count your blessings, especially when it comes to those who have stepped out of their house, away from their family, away from their kids, away from their dog, to put their lives on that line. Never forget that. But that's all I got today. I love these stories. Like I said, go look them up. Some of them will bring tears to your eye. But that's it. My name is Logan. This is The Conservation Project, the podcast for the average Joe that still believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that we are still one nation under God. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it.